I'll be taking you through the topic of earthquake. Earthquake, it is a natural calamity that destroy much of the properties, and I will be able to take you through so that you'll be able to know the real impacts and some of the factors that triggers it off. Let's start. Earthquake is a sudden and a rapid movement of the earth crust caused by tectonic forces. Seismic focus, it's a point within the Earth's interior in which earthquake originates from. Epicenter, it is a point directly above the focus on the Earth's surface. Tsunami, it is a wave that is caused by earthquake when it occurs in the ocean. Our next point of discussion, it is factors that triggers off earthquake. In simple terms, these are what are known as causes of the earthquake. One of them, we have tectonic movement. Once tectonic plates meet along the edges, there is a fracture, and this eventually triggers off vibration, which leads to the earthquake. Another factor we have is gravitative pressure. Once the magma escapes its chambers, a large void, it is left behind in the interior of the earth, and this makes the overlaying rock materials to be unstable due to force of gravity, and therefore these rock materials are pulled inwards to occupy or to compensate the space that magma has left. And as a result, these make the earth's surface to shake, which eventually triggers off the earthquake. Another factor we have is isostatic adjustment. The earth keeps on adjusting itself. This is due to erosion, melting of large quantity of glacier, and this make the earth's surface to be lighter, and it eventually triggers off the earthquake. Another point is volcanicity. As magma moves towards the earth's surface, it displaces the earth crustal rocks, and it eventually triggers off vibration, which makes the earth's surface to be unstable, and therefore it leads to the earthquake. This time round, I'll be taking you through human causes of the earthquake. One, we have movement of train. As train rolls on its rails, it triggers off vibration, which is felt in the neighborhood surrounding. Another human cause is underground bomb test. This kind of an activity triggers off the vibration in the surrounding area, and it eventually leads to the earthquake. The use of explosive also leads to the earthquake because during mining, quarrying activities, the explosives are being used to blast the rock materials to give out the line of weakness, and it eventually triggers off earthquake. Another thing that we do as human that triggers off the earthquake is building up large reservoirs. These are things like man-made lakes. We have dams which eventually activate the dormant fault, and this make the earth not to be stable. This eventually makes the land to undergo some imbalances. The next point we are going to look at is the measurements that are being used to measure the earthquake. One of them, we are going to look at the instrument being used to measure the intensity of the earthquake, which is a Mercalli scale. Another instrument that is being used is a Richter scale that is used to measure the magnitude of the earthquake. Another point of discussion I'm going to take you through is the impacts of the earthquake on human environment. Earthquake, it leads to landslides. Earthquake leads to the destruction of properties. In recent, there are much of properties were destroyed in Turkey due to the occurrence of the earthquake. It leads to loss of lives. Thousands of lives were lost only within a half an hour because of an earthquake. Another impact of earthquake on the human environment, it leads to vertical and lateral displacement of the earth's surface, and these do affect the transport and communication lines. If you allow me to refer to Turkey, most of the roads, most of the railway lines, electricity lines were destroyed by the occurrence of earthquake. Another aspect that earthquake brings to human environment is it leads to faulting and volcanicity, which are also the natural calamities. In conclusion, we have been able to look at the definition of various terms. I've been able to take you through the natural causes. I've also taken you through human causes, instruments that are being used to measure the earthquake and its impacts on the natural environment. I would like to urge you to keep tuned on so that I'll be keeping on informing you some of the impacts of the earthquake on the physical environment. Thank you for now.